So good evening, everyone. And I just, first and foremost, I want to welcome you guys to the team and thank you so much for being a part of this incredible journey with Jimena and I. And wanted you guys to know, you guys are not just joining a business or a team. You guys are stepping into a movement that has the power to impact so many lives around the world. We're in 92 countries right now, and I just had a conversation with one of the executives, and in Latin America is on the top of their list. They think that Latin America can be bigger than the rest of the world. And so they're putting a lot of investment and a lot of time, a lot of energy in making sure that we're developing that market and we're going to get in that market more and more as fast as possible. But what I think can have the most impact is on your life. This can impact your life more than you can ever imagine right now. And but first and foremost, if it's going to affect you, if it's going to change you, the most important thing in this is your mindset and starting off the right way. The way you show up for this business is going to determine how fast and how far you grow. Now, there's going to be a lot of moments that it's not going the way you want it to go, and you're going to want to give up. It's happened to me a million times in all businesses that I've been in. It happens in marriage, it happens in a lot of different things. But all I'm telling you is don't give up. It might not happen as fast as you want it to happen, but just make sure that you don't give up and you stay consistent and you stay disciplined. Because this is the thing, you guys, being an entrepreneur, because you guys are an entrepreneur, you guys have started a business, you can create an LLC, you can have tax write-offs. When you're an entrepreneur, it's a roller coaster. It's never going to be straight up and it's never going to be straight down. So when it starts to go down on those days, that's when most people give up and that's when people get negative. But starting something as an entrepreneur means it's something that you're building that's real, something with purpose. It's your business. So you got to treat it with seriousness. Now, I'm not saying that you got to do this full time, because maybe you have a job and you're going to do this on the side for now until you're making enough money where you could do this full time or even part time and still make a lot of money and not have to have a full time job. But you got to treat it with seriousness, consistency, and all of the heart that it deserves. You need to learn everything that you can. Evelyn, Lola, myself, we have provided some powerful resources for you guys. Take the time to go through them. Because one thing I know is knowledge creates confidence, and confidence will drive momentum for you. So show up to the weekly trainings. We have them on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Monday at 6, Wednesday at 6, and Tuesdays we have an opportunity information call at 7 p.m. Now I know life's going to get in the way, you guys. It happens. So if you can't show up at that time because something's going on, you have a meeting, you have a dinner, you have something going on, just make it a priority to watch the replays. Every single training we're going to have is a step forward in your growth. Every single call is a chance for you to sharpen skills and build your belief in yourself and in this business. Because belief is everything, everything in everything that you do. This product that you're a part of now is not just another supplement or a gadget. This is technology that is going to change humanity. I truly believe that if people are living 5 years from now with this technology, with the right diet, with the right process in your life, people can live to their 120, 130 years old. I truly, truly believe that. When you truly believe, sharing is going to become natural. Now, notice I didn't say selling. That's the number one mistake people make when they come into this industry is they feel like they have to sell. You don't have to sell, you just have to share. Because the passion you're going to have with this is going to become contagious. You're going to want to share it with everyone. Plant seeds everywhere you go, everyone you talk to. And here's the best part. You're not alone. You're not doing this alone. We have a system for you. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. My wife and I have invented the wheel over the last 7 years. We've made a lot of mistakes. Just follow the one that's proven to work. Make sure every Tuesday you're inviting people to our opportunity call. Make sure you're on that opportunity call because so you can hear how to present the business. Use all the tools that we've given you. Leverage the team. Evelyn is a great resource. Lola is a great resource. All the Telegram, all the WhatsApp channels. Leverage all of those tools. We are here, all of us, my wife and I are here for something bigger than ourselves. My wife decided to come into this business because this was something that was going to transform lives. This isn't just about sales. It's about transformation. It's about being part of something really super special, something that's rare. You guys understand this is not a product that is anywhere else in the world. It's right here and right here only. This is a very rare product, a very rare company. This community is something that the world desperately needs. We have such a divide in our world right now, worldwide. But one thing that people can come together on is wellness and health. Because if you don't concentrate on your wellness, if you don't concentrate on your health, it doesn't matter how much money you have. If you don't have health or you don't have wellness in your life, no money in the world is going to fix that. So, what I want to talk with you guys, I want to walk you guys through our back office. And what I would tell you is just go in there and play around. Get familiar with the back office. Go through all the tabs. Write down questions and ask those questions. You can call customer support. You can ask Lola. You can ask Evelyn. But get in there and get familiar with everything so that you can navigate it like a pro. So the first thing you're going to do, I'm going to share my screen so I can show you guys the back office. And so when you log into your back office, it's going to look exactly like this. Okay. And so you're just going to log in with your username and password that you signed up with. And these are all the tabs that you're going to see that are important. When you walk in, you're going to see your commission right when you sign in. Okay. Right when you sign in, this is your last 5 weeks commissions. But the first thing I want you to do is I want you to go into your profile, which is probably your name up here. Now we set ours up as a business. So ours is set up under our Wellness Revolution. And so you're going to go in and change settings. That's the first thing. And I just want you to go through all these tabs, your profile, your address, payment of methods, and just go in there and look at what all those are. Add your picture in there, your name, what you want to be recognized as. Like it'll ask you here, like what do you want to be recognized? And we want to be recognized as Jay Atkins, him, and Aduke Atkins. That's how we want to be recognized. Okay. So you're going to just go in there and update all of that information. Now, the next really important thing is as you're building your organization, you want to go through and be able to change what leg they're on. So this is a binary, which means you only have 2 legs. You can either put them on the left or you can put them on the right. And you want your organization to be balanced. You want your volume to be balanced because we get paid on volume. So every time you enroll someone, you want to go left, right, left, right, left, right. Okay. And so how you do that is you go into change settings again. And then down here, the second tab, you're going to see build left, build right. Okay. So that's where you want to, the strong leg outside, don't worry about that. You're going to always build left and build right. Okay. And when you want to change it, you just click on it. It's going to change it right here. Success, your binary preference has been updated, but I'm going to change it back because we're building left right now. Okay. That's how you change your legs. How to check your monthly subscriptions. One of the really most important parts of this business is you need to have a monthly subscription to stay active. And to stay active, what I mean is you have to have at least one pack of patches, and that's going to give you 55 BV. And that's going to keep you active. And why you want to stay active is like Jimen and I are building this organization. These people are going to go under you. You're going to get volume that you didn't bring into the business, but you can get paid on that volume. If you're not active, then you lose all that volume. So my friend right now has got $1 million in volume. Look, he joined right when I started. He's got $1 million of volume on his strong leg that eventually he's going to get paid on once he cycles out from his other leg. So you have to make sure that you stay active. Now, if you want to get paid, you have to have 2 packs of patches. Now, these patches are just patches you're using for yourself or your husband, or the extra pack, if you're not married, you can use that to patch other people because you want to have inventory so you can patch people and show them the patch and show them how the patch works. But to do that, you just click on monthly subscription orders and you're going to see your patches in here, what they are on a subscription order. If there's nothing in there, that means you need to set it up. Okay. And how you set it up is you go to store, you go to patches, and then you click on the X39. And then you're going to go down here and it's going to say add to monthly subscription orders. Click on that button. It's going to say it's been added to your auto order. Not exactly true. You have to go to the cart and actually check out. Okay. Then it's going to ask you for your information. What address do you want to send to? Ship to this address. I'm going to ship to that address. And then I'm going to go through the process. And then, now what I will tell you is whenever you signed up, you want to make sure it's at least 29 days that you set that auto ship up so you don't miss it and lose all of your volume. Okay. So if you signed up, on 6/1, make sure you do it on, 6/29 and set that up. And then it's going to send you out, or if you signed up 7/1, you're going to sign up for 7/29 on the auto ship just to make sure that takes. If you did not do that in the beginning. Okay. So that's how you do that. Your enrollment link. If someone you're talking about and they're like, hey, yeah, how do I get the patches? Or how can I sign up? You're going to go into organization. Enroll new. Global enrollment. I'm not a robot. And then up top here, this is your link. Whoops, hold on. Sorry, no, it's not. There's your link. You're going to copy and paste this into your notes on your phone. And this is your enrollment link for people to sign up if they want to join the business and join your team. Okay. If they want to just be a customer, you're going to scroll down the bottom of the page and where it says preferred customer program. You're going to click on that, and this is your customer link. If they say, hey, I just want to get it as a customer, this is the link you want to copy and paste, put in your notes, and send it to them as a customer. Okay? Commissions. How do I check commissions? Well, like I told you on the home screen, this is your commissions right here. Okay? Right when you come in. Also, you can click on the commissions tab, and you can go down. This is this week so far. You could go down, let's say here, and I could check all the ways that I make money. So right now we make money off of a cycle bonus. It's going to show me exactly how much I made on my cycle bonus. Matching bonus. It's going to show you how much you made on this a matching bonus. We made 7,000 on matching bonus. Okay. That's right now up to date. You can see that in the back office. Product introduction bonus. This is the people that have signed up for the business right here. This is all of your brand partners this week that signed up, as well as all of your customers. So these are all the customers in your organization that signed up that week. You can see them all right here. Okay. So that's how you look at your commissions. Um, how you upgrade your package. Like you say you want to, I bought the core and I need more patches because I want to patch more people. Same thing. You go to store and under sales tools on yours, it's going to say upgrade. The reason it doesn't say it on mine is because I started with the top package. Now when you upgrade and you just pay the difference between core, advanced, core, and premium. So it's just the difference, and it's one time that you get to do that. But if you want to upgrade, that's where it's at. It's under store, and down here below sales tools, it's going to say upgrade package. And then when you click on that, it's going to give you the option to upgrade to either package that you want to upgrade to. Okay. That's where you upgrade. The resource tab right here in education. These two tabs, I would suggest go in there and just look at it. This is the new comp. These are, just pages, but go in there and look over them. And there's going to be a couple videos that they put in there as well. Okay. So just go in and look at this information because it's a very, very good educational tool. I'm going to go through comp tonight, as well. But just go in there and familiarize yourself with the compensation. And then also the resource tab, the company also has a bunch of things in there that you could just click on these different things, and there's videos in there for you to go through and look through. What I tell people to do is spend 15 minutes a day and just play around in here, go in these tabs, just print stuff off and look at it. It's going to help you get yourself educated about the business. So I think what's the most important part of this call is the hardest part about this business. I want to talk about that now. And I want to talk about where people struggle and where people fail in this business. My whole life, I've always just had this knack for learning everything not to do because I don't want to waste time. I want to learn everything not to do because what I figured out, if you learn everything not to do, you make less mistakes, you lose less money, you lose less time, And I'm going to be able to progress a lot faster because learning what to do, there's a lot of information on what to do. But most people where they mess up is not learning what not to do. And one of the things that's really important in this business, and the hardest thing about this business, is talking to people consistently and getting into conversations. A lot of people are afraid to get in conversations. They're nervous. Their ego is there. They don't know what to say. I don't know how to say it. I don't know what to talk about. I don't know how to talk about the patch. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. It doesn't matter. You got to keep things really, really simple. But what I want to talk about first is what not to do in that conversation. Okay. What not to do is talk too much. Okay. Don't do that. What not to do is don't talk about this being a network marketing business. Now, I'm not hiding that from someone. If someone asks me, I'm going to tell them. But I'm not going to lead off with the conversation. Oh my God, I'm so excited about this network marketing company, this direct sales company, this MLM company, the best product ever. Can't believe it's changing lives. You don't want to start off the conversation like that. Okay. The other thing you don't want to talk about is you don't want to talk about money and how much money you can make right away. Because anything that seems or feels too good to be true, to most people, it usually is. So I don't talk about money right out the gate. Okay. So don't talk too much. That's a problem for a lot of people. They just get in the conversation and they don't let it breathe because this is what you have to do. You have to open up conversations, leaving people with themselves, meaning they do most of the talking. Now, this is what most people don't do, right? And if you want to connect with people, if you want them to like and trust you, what you have to do is you have to leave them with themselves. And the way you leave people with themselves is you just have to ask a lot of questions. You have to be curious. Curious is the best attribute that you can be in sales and building relationships. And the thing about being curious is there's a very easy question to ask people to get into a conversation with them. Because most people have an identity, and most people's identity is what they do every day. Now, that identity could be I'm a stay-at-home mom, which is a very, very hard, difficult job. It's harder than most people's jobs. Raising children is hard. Doing it the right way, making sure you're there for them. I mean, it's exhausting. It's a lot of work, but it's still something that they're attached to. They're a stay-at-home mom. They could be a flight attendant. They could be an engineer. They could be whatever, but people like to talk about what they do because most people don't care. Most people don't want the details. So I like to get into details with people. And I want to be curious. When they say what they do, I'm like, oh, wow, how long have you been doing that? And then I say, well, what do you love about it? And then people will either say they don't like much about it or they're going to tell you what they love about it. And what I want you to do is listen because you're going to learn a lot when people are talking about what they do, either they like or dislike. And then the next question I'm going to always ask them is, well, what would be one thing that you would change about the job if you could? So it's all about positive words, right? I'm not going to say, what do you hate about it? What do you not like about it? What would you change about your job? And it might be, I don't want to work weekends. I don't want to work nights. I work too many hours. I don't get paid enough money. Whatever the result is, whatever the reply is, we have a solution for them. But I don't jump to the solution right away. I just want to get to know them, have conversation, and they get to talk about themselves. And I listen intently. And then normally what happens about this time is they ask you, well, what do you do for a living? And that's when you have to be prepared and ready with your 30-second commercial, as I call it, on what you do. And you have to have a lot of passion and conviction and excitement. And what I tell people is, I'm a serial entrepreneur. But the thing that I'm most excited about right now, the business that I just started is in the stem cell space. And it's transforming lives. And they're like, stem cells? I'm like, yeah, what do you know about stem cells? And my always reply is this, because I don't want to sound like a doctor. You don't need to sound like a doctor. You don't need to sound like a scientist. It's not scalable. We're not doctors and we're not scientists. What I tell people is that did you know between the age of 0 and 30 years old, 50% of your stem cells go dormant. And most people are going to look at you like they have no idea what you're talking about. And what I say is, did you know what stem cells are for? Stem cells keep you young, they keep you healthy, they keep you energetic, and they allow you to heal. If you don't have as many stem cells, all those things are not going to happen. One of the main things that stem cells do is remove inflammation and toxins from your body. You know, pain comes from inflammation. You know, disease comes from inflammation. You know, stress comes from inflammation. Anxiety, depression comes from inflammation. And so that's the stem cells' job is to get rid of that. We have 50% of them gone by the time we're 30 years old. Isn't that crazy? Did you know between 30 and 60, 95% of your stem cells are dormant in your body? That's why people age so aggressively because there's no stem cells there to keep the inflammation out, to keep us young, to keep the collagen good in our bodies. And now I have them, right? And so this is recorded, you guys. You can listen to this recording and get that down, right? That took me 30, 45 seconds for me to say that. And then ask more questions. And I'm like, well, listen, I would tell you, I've never felt better than I ever in my entire life. And I'm like, you've never heard of this thing? Never? That's crazy. So many people have this now. It's changing so many people's lives. And they're like, how do I get it? Oh, that's so easy. You can get it one of three ways. You can buy it retail for $150 a month, which is like $5 a day. But not many people really do that because you can get it wholesale for $99 a month, which is about $3 a day. Or you can become an affiliate with a company, and it's become my social responsibility to share this with people because the change and transformation I've seen in people's health has been miraculous. And so I just share it with everyone like I'm sharing it with you right now, and the company actually pays me for it. Which sounds most appealing to you? Because I want to meet people where they are, not where I want them to be. And what I mean by that is most people want to meet people where they want them to be. They start to build a business, they want everyone to be on their team. Well, maybe they're not ready for that. Maybe they just want to use it because they have something. Maybe they want to give it to their grandmother or their husband or their brother because they have something going on in their life. Because everybody knows somebody that has pain. Everybody knows somebody that's not sleeping well. Everyone knows somebody that has low energy. Those are all things that this miraculous, marvelous device does for people. And so that's how I get into a conversation with them. And then I patch them. I always have patches with me, and then I patch them. And I'm saying, here's my link. You can buy it or you can sign up for the core package. And that's how I get into a conversation. So I always ask people what do they know about stem cells. When I say that I'm in the stem cell business, I want to know what they know. When I see somebody that is drinking an energy drink, look at an energy drink, look at the ingredients. You see the only thing you're going to recognize on there is caffeine and water. Everything else is just chemicals that people are pouring in their body to get energy. And you know how toxic that is? I just say, listen, you just wear this patch. There's no chemicals, stimulants, or drugs in this patch. You're using your own body resources. I stopped drinking coffee and I feel better than I've ever felt in my entire life. I look for people in pain. Now, I know you guys are new, but if I were you, I would invest in the Ice Wave patch. It's like $59. It's a brown patch and a white patch. The brown patch goes on the pain. Wherever they feel pain, the white patch goes around the brown patch, either at 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, or 9 o'clock. But it removes pain immediately. And wherever I put that white patch, I put the X39 opposite on the opposite side of it. And people, I've never patched anybody that their pain has not gone away in 15 seconds when I find the right position. People are blown away. That $59 gives you 30 of those patches. I guarantee you, you will get all your money back within the first 10 patches because it is crazy how that thing works. Now, people that you could target, okay? Well, I want you to think about the people that you could write down. Now, you're going to have a chicken list. It's called a chicken list. People that you're chicken to call. You're afraid to call these people because you're scared that they're going to say no. God, they're going to say no to me. They're going to think I'm crazy. When they see what this patch does to them and how it changes their life, they're not going to think you're crazy anymore. They're not. My wife can't help herself talk about this. It doesn't matter. We're at dinner with friends. She starts talking about it. It just comes out. So these are the people that you could target. Write this down. You can go to dns.com. I'm sorry, DSN. Sorry, DSN, not DNS. DSN, directsailingnews.com. It'll list the 100 top companies in direct sales. Okay? You can go on social media and you can search those companies and people that are using that in their social media. And it's going to pull up people and you can scroll through and see who's really successful, who's recruiting people into this space. And what I do is I just reach out to them and say, I want to hear more about your business. Now, what most people do is they try to recruit them away from their company. Very ineffective. Most people are happy where they are, or they don't even know what they don't have in their hands. And so I just reach out and have a conversation and say, hey, can you show me your business over Zoom? It takes me like 30 minutes for them to show me their business. I listen. I know what my competition is. And then they ask me what I do. And I tell them that I'm with a direct sales company. And I tell them what the compensation plan is. I tell them how amazing the device is. I tell them that there's a patent on the product. And then I say, I'm looking for another company that I can add with this because my company allows me to work with another company. Does yours? And most of the time they'll say no. I'm like, wow, really? Well, my company doesn't care who I work with. They're very much an abundance mindset. And so what I want to do is I want to plant seeds with people that are already in the industry because they get the industry and they understand the industry. That's why I approach people in direct sales. Now, social media is another one you could use. You can use social media to talk about the product. Now, some of you are thinking, I have 200 users, 200 followers. Well, if you get 10% of your 200 followers in the next 3 months to become in the business, you got 20 people. That 20 people will probably pay you $2,000, $3,000 a month, maybe more, because you never know who they're going to bring in the business. So I don't care if you have 200, I don't care if you have 100. It's still people that you could talk about on social media and they can see what you're doing and you can be consistent and they're going to ask you questions. Friends and family. This isn't your hardest prospect, but your best practice element because your family knows you. They know that you've given up on stuff in the past. They're going to wait and see. They know who you are through and through. So they're going to be tough on you. But these are the people that you want to practice talking about the business on. So go after them. Don't put them on your chicken list. Just go after them and say, hey, listen, I want to get your opinion on this. What do you think about this? Instead of trying to sell them, take the route of opinion. Do this all the time. Your friends, people that you work with in the past, hey, listen, I'm thinking about starting this business. What do you think about this? Really excited about it because people love to give their opinion. But when you try to sell them, they're going to feel sold. But if you're asking their opinion, they might be like, this is really interesting. So it's a completely different approach. Ask for an opinion versus downloading and telling them. Okay. Also, your phone. Most people have at least 200 contacts, 300 contacts in their phone. Some people have 3 or 4,000. I looked at mine the other day, I have like 4,300 contacts in my phone. No idea. Well, imagine if I get 10% of those contacts to do something in this business. That's 430 people. So go through your contacts and call those people up. What I did today is I called someone that I hadn't talked to in a long time from a company on purpose. I was like, oh my God, I was calling another Mike. I was like, hey Mike, how you doing? Dude, we haven't talked in such a long time. What are you up to these days? I'm gonna get in that same conversation. Wow, how long have you been doing that? Do you love it? What would you change about it? He's like, dude, what are you up to these days? A 30-second commercial. Like I said at the beginning of this, the hardest part is getting into the conversations, but I'm giving you ways to get into the conversation with people. And then just ask them for their opinion. I'd love to get your opinion on this. I just started doing this. I'd love to get your opinion. But the main thing you guys need to do is you need to patch people. 75% of people that you're going to patch within the first 3 days is going to have something. If you do that, you're going to get a lot more people to say yes. All right. So really quickly, I want to segue to the comp plan. Okay. Let me, Lola, you sent the updated sheet lately, right? Let's see if I put it on my, I saved it. Yeah. Yes. So the company just had a comp enhancement. So we had four ways that we used to get paid, and I'm going to go through these fairly quickly. There's a lot of resources on there. Most people before didn't understand how we got paid. How we get paid is we bring people in the business and we get paid off of volume, right? To make it very, very simple. But I just want to talk about some of the really cool enhancements that they just made. So the first one is we just had six titles only that we could rank up in the company. They went from six to 12, which is a really, really good thing because they added a lot more within those 12. And you can see them here. It goes from a one-star manager down to a three-star presidential. Okay. Now, the other thing is we only got paid 20% on customers, on retail and on preferred and preferred plus customers. Now we get paid up to 40% on customers. So we got paid, we're gonna get paid double on customers, okay? And then the product introduction bonus, we've always had that. The only thing is different is they added one because it went from advanced at 535 to premium at 1750, and they added one in the middle. So you can get 6 or 11 packs, and the one in the middle is 975. So the product introduction bonus is practically the same, except for they added an advanced plus in there. Okay, not a big change on this one. This one is big. Within the first 9 weeks of the business, you can make new bonuses. Every week, if you're a one-star manager, you can get a $25 bonus every single week. If you're a two-star manager, you can get paid a $50 bonus every single week. For the people that you enroll and they stay at a one-star manager, you get 1250, and then you get 25 if they're a two-star manager. So this bonus was brand new, didn't exist before. So you now can get this bonus every single week for 9 weeks that you're a part of the company. The other thing that they added was it's a binary. So we got paid a binary and a binary cycle bonus, and we got paid a generation bonus. Well, they decided to add this in there, and this is called a unilevel. So basically, the way that this works is this is added on top of your generation bonus. So when you become an active brand partner, you can make 3% on all your level ones, all their volume. Okay. Once you become a one-star manager, you can make 5% on all your level ones. Level one means just the people that you recruit into the company. Okay. As you get up to three-star director, you're making 7, 5, and 3 on your level one, two, and three in your organization. The thing that I cannot believe that they added in here, which I know why they did, so that you reach down in your organization and you help everyone, is that it's compressed. And what compressed means is that if someone in your level two is not doing anything, then level three will roll up to your level two. So it ensures you get paid on everybody in your organization that's actually doing something. This is massive. This is really, really big. And I don't think there's any company that has this compressed model in it. So huge, huge addition and enhancement. Now, the binary bonus is pretty much the same as far as in the max that you can make every single week before we can make up to $25,000 a week. The difference is it's now a percentage. And I'm not even, before it was a cycle, I'm not going to confuse you with it, but now this is based on volume and it's on your weaker leg. So, for example, if your weaker leg, you have two. If your weaker leg is 10,000 and your strong leg is 10,000, then you get paid 10% on the 10,000. Okay. So that would be 1,000 every single week. So just off of that, you can make $1,000 every single week just off of this bonus alone. This is a beautiful, beautiful thing about binary is you get paid every single week and you get paid a percentage off of volume that maybe you didn't generate. And that's what I love about this binary. So I could be helping you make money because maybe I'm your weaker leg and maybe you're building your right leg and everything that I'm putting in on the left leg, you're getting paid off of and you have nothing to do with that. You're just maintaining your right leg. So this is a very, very beautiful part of the comp. The other piece is they have a matching bonus, which we've had before. The difference is we used to get paid only three generations down. Okay, level one, level two, level three. The biggest difference in this one is that this pays six generations down now, which is huge, but it's also compressed. And what I mean by compressed is if, let's say, you're a one-star executive, okay, and your level three and four is not doing anything in your organization. That means level five and level six is going to roll up and you're going to get paid on people that are doing something in your organization. So if you have what we call a dead leg, someone that's not doing anything, before you just had a dead leg and you didn't get paid. Now you get paid in your organization on everyone that's doing something six generations. Okay. And this is a big one, guys. They added these breakthrough incentives. When you rank up in the company, you get breakthrough incentives. And so when you hit one-star director, you get a $500 bonus. When you hit a one-star executive, you get a $5,000 bonus. When you hit one-star presidential, you get a $50,000 bonus. $50,000. Like this is brand new money. When you hit a two-star presidential, you get $75,000 bonus. And when you hit three-star presidential, you get a $100,000 bonus plus a his and her Rolex in the company. So the new comp is absolutely amazing. I'm very, very, very excited about all of these changes that they've made inside of the comp plan, which is just means the new people are going to make money a lot faster than they did before. And everyone is going to be able to have a legacy and build a legacy business because it's going to pay you a lot more and a lot further in your generation. So I know that was a whole lot of information. Um, I know when I came in this business, I had no information and I had to go hunting for it. And so, I'm always skeptical on how much information I give you. I just want to give you enough information. Again, you'll have this recording. What I would say is go through this recording, and as I'm talking about things, pause it, go in and do it yourself and just go back through it and show up to these a couple weeks in a row. And the more that you hear it, the better you're going to understand the business. And the only thing I would say is just don't be overwhelmed. Okay, I promise you within a month to 6 weeks, you're going to know just as much as I know in this business if you spend the time to get to know the business. And I'm very honored to be with you and to be building this with you. And I hope that I get to meet all of you very, very soon. And I have about 15 minutes that if anybody wants to ask any questions, the only thing that I would say is anybody on here, just keep it super positive with any feedback or information that you have. I just don't like to, have any negative conversations. If you're struggling getting started or whatever, we could talk through that and I can help you with some things. But just keep it positive for everyone that's on here. And I'm happy to answer any of those questions. Some of you I know have been on here a while. I see some familiar faces. So if you're struggling with something or you want to ask how I would handle something or how I would talk to somebody about something or how I would overcome an objection, I'm here to answer those questions for the next 15 minutes. So you can go to the bottom and where it says raise hand, you can click on that. Or react, you can also put your hand up in the thing as well. But there's a raise hand option. If you're on your phone, if you click on the three dots, it's going to give you those options as well. So if you want to raise your hand, unmute yourself, do whatever you want to do, I'd be happy to answer your questions. Or if there's some questions in the chat, Lola, you can let me know. Or
No, there's no questions.
No questions.
okay, no questions. Do not be shy, you guys. We're starting this business. I know you got to have questions. There you go, Monica. Thank you for kicking us off. Monica, I'm just going to always ask you to ask a question because it gets people going when people ask questions. Or you know what? If you want to share a testimonial, if you got a testimonial with this, we can share those as well.
Okay, really quick. Number one, a question. This is for me and my team, Jay. I went through it, but I fixed myself when I'm dealing with one of my downlines that are super excited, like I am. But the first 4 weeks, I went through a stage of overwhelming kind of thing because I wanted to absorb everything in 4 weeks. Like you said, life happens and it gets in the way. So I couldn't get it when I wanted. So my downlines sometimes feel the same way. So I want to an advice, a personal advice for them to keep going and take it easy. We're not gonna know everything in 4 weeks, So that's it. I don't know if you went through the same, but
Oh, for
whatever
sure.
you can tell us, we'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. I felt exactly the same way. But the thing is my upline that I joined with was in the business a day and a half before I joined. So he absolutely knew nothing either, right? So I had to go to his upline's upline because they were the person that knew the most. And I just remember thinking, man, it's going to take me forever to learn all this. And then I just said, you know what? I'm going to sit on as many calls as I can. I'm going to watch as many trainings as I can so that I can understand this and deliver this. So I would just say stick with it. And the analogy I like to use is whenever you do something new, anything new, how good are you at it when you first start? Like, let's just say, for example, you've never gone skiing in your life, right? Like, do you think you're going to be a good skier? Like, when you get on those skis the first time? Probably not. If you're cooking for the first time, probably not going to be good at that. If you're going to play basketball, or another one is golf. If you've not tried to play golf, go to the golf course or a driving range, just try to hit a golf ball for the first time. Like everything is going to be hard when you do it, and there's a lot of information, but you just got to stick with it and understand that don't overthink it. Mike, my upline, says it best. He's like, he'll ask people like, who has a bachelor's, master's, PhD degree, and people will raise their hand. He's like, you guys are probably going to fail because you're going to overthink it and you're going to feel like you got to talk like you're super educated. And the more simple that you keep this business and just learn the basics, like that talk path that I gave you guys, the better off you're going to be. Don't try to overcomplicate it. And right now, as you're learning, just tell them to get on the calls with us on Tuesday. And listen, because we are all business partners, right? You could call me your business partner and just say, hey, my business partner and I are having a call on Tuesday at 7 p.m. You should get on the call and just listen to it from his perspective. And when you invite people to the calls, the best thing you can do is just say, hey, listen, I would love you to listen to this call and give me your opinion. And people love to give their opinion. They love to give their opinion, right? So when they get on the call, just follow up with them and be like, hey, listen, I was on the call. What'd you think of the call? What'd you think about the patch? And let them talk. And that's how you have a conversation, and that's how you get in the conversation. So I would just say be patient. There's a lot of resources. A month is not a very long time. A year is not a very long time. 2 years is not a very long time. If in 2 years you can make $10,000 a week in this business, you guys put in the chat, would that change your life? $10,000 a week? Because in 2 years, that's a very easily attainable goal to be making in this business in 2 years, if you stay steady and you talk to people in this business. So, Monica, I hope that answered your question.
It did. And also, you said you went to the next upline, to the next upline, and that helped. Do you recommend us also to do that and try that option too? And how do we do it?
I mean, you guys have us. I mean, I didn't have anything. I mean, the person that, started didn't know anything about the business. I've been doing this a year now. So we've set up all the resources. There's really not a need to do that, now because everything is set up for you guys. He just didn't know. So he was like, I went to his upline, and I was like, okay, who do I ask? He's like, well, let's ask Sarah because she knows everything and she's been here for a year. So you guys don't have to do that. You guys have us. You have us as a resource. You have Evelyn, you have Lola, you have me, you have my wife, you have everyone here that we're giving you these calls. I mean, most people don't have these calls every week, you guys. We have a system, right? I mean, most people, you join with them and it's like, what do I do? Well, you invite them to these calls, right? I mean, so when Monica, you bring someone in, you got to make sure that that person that brings someone in, they're on these calls. Then that person that brings someone in, like we got to carry this through. In order for us to be successful, that's what we have to do. We have to make sure everyone knows that these calls are available and these opportunity calls are available. And we're about to start our website. And so you can send them to our website. We're gonna have tons of videos. We're gonna have a school platform. So as far as in resources, you guys are gonna have everything you need to be successful.
Okay, cool. Understood. Thank you so much,
Awesome.
Jay.
Sandra,
Hi Jay. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? And listen, you guys can speak Spanish if you have a Spanish question because I have an interpreter. So don't think you have to speak English for me to understand. So the interpreter will do the question and she'll interpret the answer back to you. Go ahead, Sandra.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I apologize because I got late in the call, so I kind of missed some information. Um, I just got my all the information that I needed myself, and it's starting to do, put the patches and everything. But I just would like to know how to approach possible customers. I work in the medical field, and I know I can do a lot. And I decided to give it a try because as I have seen so many testimonies that it really made me, wow, this is truly working. It's something that's I wanted myself tried it because I have so many other things that I need to get better in my medical conditions and stuff like that. So my question is, because I just started it, how I can approach possible customers, especially because I work in the medical field.
Yeah, Sandra. So I did do a training on that, and I'll do it really quickly. But what I recommend doing is we're gonna post this call, and I would recommend listening to it again, and everyone else that even heard it. But the way that I approach people, Sandra, is I basically try to leave people with themselves and get into a conversation with them about what they do for a living, right? So I mean, I don't go into right away talking about the product, talking about the opportunity. Like I don't do that. I really just get to know the person by asking them what they do for a living. Now, in the medical field, if you know something's wrong with people, a question you can ask is, what do you know about stem cells? And so you'll learn through some of these trainings that, between the age of when you're born and 30 years old, you lose 50% of your stem cells. And between the age of 30 and 60, 95% of your stem cells are dormant in your body. And those stem cells keep you young, keep you healthy, keep you vibrant. And once those stem cells are dormant, then that's when disease starts setting in, aging starts setting in. And so I'll ask people that question, but what I do is I ask what they do for a living. Then I say, what do you love about it? What would you change about it? And then they normally ask me what I do for a living, and then that's when I get into, and Sandra, you're in the medical field. What I would say is I'm in the medical field and I'm also in stem cells. I mean, if it were me, right? So what do you do in the medical field, Sandra?
I'm sorry.
What do you do in the medical field?
I work in, I am a medical assistant, so I work in a clinic that we have procedures done in the clinic. We see a lot of patients for uh, cardiovascular problems.
Okay, so and this patch is great for cardiovascular, by the way, Sandra. So what I would say to people is I'm in the medical field as well as I have a stem cell business. And they're like, stem cell business, then I ask people, what do you know about stem cells? And so what I say when they say, I don't know that much, what I say is, between the age of 30 and 60, and that gets in the conversation. And then, once you start wearing the patch, Sandra, and you have your own transformation, then I go to talk about what it's done for me. And then I'll tell them a story that it's done for a kid or someone with Parkinson's disease, whatever. As this evolves, you'll be able to have that information to talk to people, and then they're going to ask you how they can get it. And then that's when you say you can get it one of three ways. You can buy it retail for 150, but nobody really does that because you can buy it wholesale for 90. And you could also share this like I am, and the company will pay you for sharing this with other people. So that's the way I get into it. But again, I did all of that maybe before you got on, Sandra. You can watch it, slow it down, and take those notes. But that's how I get into conversations with every single person I've talked about this patch with.
Okay, because I wanted to try it myself first for a month and see how that works for me. But at the same time, I was thinking, okay, well, I have to wait. If I can show,
I wouldn't wait.
yeah,
I definitely would not wait.
okay.
All right, Sandra, thank you so much. Thank you for your question. It was a great question.
Thank you so much. Jay.
Thanks. Stephanie, one more.
Hi everyone. Hi Jay.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. So I have someone who's interested in trying the products and potentially in the business, but she has a pacemaker. So I know like if you got a transplant, you can't use the patches, right? But what about if you have a pacemaker? That's something I've been meaning to do a little bit of research on. But I know we just talked about it yesterday. So
You
does
absolutely can.
anybody
I'm gonna
here?
look for Stephanie. I'm gonna look for a video. Reach out to
Okay.
Lola or Evelyn. There's actually a gentleman that was on a pacemaker that he had to
Mm-hmm.
get it changed quite often. And after being on the patch, the doctor was like, "What are you doing?" And it actually stopped them from having to charge the battery in the pacemaker because they had to actually
Okay.
like replace the battery or whatever in the pacemaker. He sent the message to me. I think it's in Facebook or Instagram. I'll have to
Mm-hmm.
look. I'll have Lola look. But he sent a video to me talking about what the X39 patch did, and it actually made him. I think he might not even be on his pacemaker anymore because the patch fixed his heart. So yeah,
Oh,
you
okay,
can
that was
you
great.
can do it on a pacemaker. The only thing you can't use the patch for is if you had a heart transplant. So if it's someone else's heart, someone else's kidneys, someone else's pancreas, someone else's liver, you cannot use the patch if it's with someone else's inside of your body because the stem cells will see that as a foreign object and not your genetics. And so it will basically reject it. But a pacemaker is not gonna it's not gonna affect it. It'll probably more than likely help.
Got it. Okay. Oh, that answers my question. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Stephanie. All right, guys, thank you so much for tonight. And I don't know if there's any questions in the chat that I can answer quickly, Lola.
Yeah, there's only one more last one. Someone says how to approach people without overwhelming them.
Again, the best way to approach people, Wendy, is just to ask them what they're doing for a living and let the conversation evolve organically. If they don't ask me what I do for a living, I'll find a way to get in the conversation, but if they seem tired, they're drinking an energy drink, I'll ask them those questions and I'll find a way to get into the conversation and talk about the patch. But you just overwhelming people is when you start talking about it right away and you start, talking really fast and really excited about the business. Like just connect with people with the intent to connect. And then, if they're in pain or if they're tired or, like I'll see somebody with a whoop and I'm like, how much deep in REM sleep do you get? That's what I've been tracking with my whoop. And they're like, oh yeah, me too. And I'm like, I've been kind of struggling with my sleep. The patch helps with your sleep, right? I mean, it's improved my REM and deep sleep by 32%. So I find a way to get into a conversation with people about what the patch is doing for me, and then they'll ask you how to get it, right? So I don't try to sell them that they need to have it. What I do is I talk about testimonials and my testimonial of why I'm using it and what it's going to do for me, and then people become interested. And also, Eli, about dialysis, yes, they can wear it during dialysis. This patch is only going to help everything that's going on. Dialysis, they're just going in there. I mean, their kidneys aren't working properly. So they have to go in there and flush their kidneys because their kidneys are not working in an operable way. When you stimulate stem cells, it could help with that situation. So dialysis is not the only two people that cannot wear this patch, you guys. There's only two people. Somebody that's going through chemotherapy, not somebody that has cancer, but if they're going through chemotherapy or if they've had an organ transplant. That's it. Everyone else can wear this patch. It's going to help everyone else that has this patch. So I promise you guys, just have people put the patch on and it's going to change their life. It changed mine. It's changed so many. I mean, it's changed people with Parkinson's, MS, Alzheimer's, autism with kids. I mean, it's a wonder patch. And the more you talk about this with people, it's going to blow up, you guys. You guys are in right now. Like this thing is going to become a phenomenon in the world. This technology is no joke. So guys, again, I hope that I get to meet you guys at one of our events very, very soon and have a wonderful evening and let's see each other very soon. Have a great night, you guys.